Meantime, Labor's war on business is well and truly in its first phase, but it's a big whack. The minimum wage went up by 5.2% today. That's going to add cost of inflation. Why? Because businesses... Now, I know that they have no idea how a business works. Remember, only 2 members of the federal cabinet have even owned a small business. One, Tony Burke, I don't know which one it is, it's just in his bio. And Don Farrell, the Trade Minister, his small business experience was, let's all say it together, launching a wine label while he was a senator. Everyone else was on the public teat. Everyone else worked for a former minister at the federal or state government, was working for some sort of taxpayer-funded organisation before that. They are clueless about how it works in the real world, because make no mistake, Labor's agenda is exactly the same as Daniel Andrews. Big government, big welfare, big union, everyone else can get stuffed, because small business can't be controlled by unions, can't be controlled by financial institutions. And that's why they are at absolute war with you right now. And the reaction from business today about this cost, which will be passed on to customers, which feeds into inflation, which feeds into interest rates, was this.
This will add $7.9 billion in costs to the affected businesses over the year ahead.
The poor buggers in small business.
Most small businesses, when they hear this news, will be disappointed and a little bit concerned.
And talk about clueless, this was the Prime Minister talking to small business who just had their bill put up by 5.2%.
Small businesses all rely upon their workers who are really struggling with the cost of living. They're struggling. This is $1 an hour.
This bloke is in fantasy land. Absolute fantasy land. A bloke who gets it will be a guest on our program tonight, the new Opposition Leader Peter Dutton. He's got small business front and centre, not suck it and take care of it yourself.
Like none of them, not one of them has been in small business. They haven't had an overdraft. They haven't had their house as security for their business. They haven't employed staff. They haven't been the last person to get paid each fortnight. It's a bit of a rock show.
And again, the pressure on business will grow. Why? Because the Labor Party is going to increase the amount of superannuation, which then becomes open to market fluctuations like the one that we've seen today, because people like Joe Biden can't control what's happening in the United States and people like Jim Chalmers can't control what's happening here in Australia. They want to bump up the compulsory superannuation contribution to 15%. Now, again, if you're somebody who's lucky enough to have a job that is wage plus super, it doesn't matter. But for a lot of people, it is wage including super, which means it is a real wage cut. But to the people who make these decisions, they work for the government, where they've already got the best part of 16% super. They always have. And it's the never that pays for it. Do I understand the politics that there are more workers than business owners? You betcha. But without small business, this joint crumbles. You have a trucking industry that says when fuel taxes go up in a few months' time, businesses will disappear. And imagine what's going to happen when you can't have the goods that we need if they ever actually turn up from China, needing to be moved around by the truckers of this country.